Football Report. Sponsored by the Prudential, offering a full range of insurance and other financial services. With the right choices, with the right guidance, the sky is the limit. The Prudential, your rock in financial services.
Well, welcome back to New York, the Prudential College Football Report. If there's a theme today in college football, a lot of teams opening conference play. As we show you now, as we go to the top 10, Oklahoma opening its Big 8 play against Iowa State. Not much of a game here. Anthony Stefford has scored for three touchdowns for the Sooners there. But Jamel Holloway, another big day for the quarterback, the Wishbone Wizard. 10 carries, 88 yards. He's already out of the game. Scored once on those 10 carries and threw for 2 touchdown passes. Now, Nebraska's going against South Carolina. This game's supposed to kick here in the next couple of minutes. Number 6, Auburn, a winner today at North Carolina, 20-10, taking advantage of 4 pass interceptions by Mark May, and Jeff Berger had 2 touchdown passes for Auburn there in that victory. Ohio State out in front of Illinois. That's in the first quarter. Tom Tupa has the Buckeye touchdown from 5 yards out. 10th ranked Tennessee. Rough week for the Volunteers, who were accused of covering up an in-house investigation. However, today, nothing but a lot of things to cheer about for the home folks, taking on the Cal Golden Bears. And here, Reggie Cobb. This guy is getting better by the week. He's only a freshman, and he scored 3 touchdowns today. Johnny Majors has a major league quarterback as well. Major talent here. His name is Jeff Francis. Today, 21 out of 26, 222 yards. The screen here goes to Cobb. Again, Cobb with 3 touchdowns in the game. Tennessee wins it, and Johnny Majors 4-0-1. It's his best start since coming to Tennessee in 1977. Now tonight, Florida will play at LSU. The Tigers will open defense of their SEC crown in a big battle at Baton Rouge. 2 top 10 teams off today. Notre Dame next week will take on Pitt, and Clemson idle as well. Now other games involving ranked teams, UCLA in front of Stanford, 6-0 in the first quarter there. Michigan just rolled it up in the first half over Wisconsin. It was 42-0 at one time. Jamie Morris played only about 2 quarters, 18 carries, 182 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Jamie Morris. Temple and Penn State has just gone final. The Nittany Lions haven't lost to the Owls now since Pearl Harbor, but the big story for the Nittany Lions, the running back Blair Thomas. Here's a guy who will be a Heisman contender next year. Thomas had his career high, 24 carries, 167 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Texas A&M and Texas Tech. Here's a big upset. A&M back-to-back SWC winners. Today opening Southwest Conference play with a loss in Lubbock. And Wayne Walker catches the 76-yard touchdown pass from Billy Joe Tolliver to make it 14-0, and not even 5 minutes had elapsed in this game. And Tolliver went out for a few minutes. His backup came in. Scott Toman hit Irvin Ferris, 7-yard score, and the Red Raiders hold on to win it by the score of 27-21, and the Aggies again open conference play with a loss. Michigan State and Iowa. Here's an upset. Number 17, Iowa losing to Michigan State. Hawkeyes had not lost a Big Ten opener since 1979. They opened the game at quarterback with Danny McGuire, and he was hot early. The touchdown pass there gave them a 14-7 lead, the Hawkeyes, but in the second half, he just wasn't effective at all. This is Lorenzo White picking up 19 yards. He had 39 carries today, 166 yards and a touchdown. But here's the game winner, 8 minutes left. McAllister goes to Mike Sargent, and Michigan State wins it 19-14 in the Big Ten opener for both teams there. And Georgia and Mississippi. Lars Tate has not played. Tate, the number 2 rusher in the United States, but Georgia hasn't needed him so far. Bulldogs leading at Ole Miss by the score of 10-0. Stay with us for more results as the Prudential College Football Report continues with scores from around the country.
If you can dream it, you can do it. Today, the Prudential can show you a new world of financial opportunities. Look to the rock for mutual funds, stocks and bonds. Feel its strength in CDs, insurance and mortgages. With the right choices, the right guidance, the sky's the limit. The Prudential, your rock in financial services.
Find the holes in your homeowner's insurance before they find you.
Sorry to barge in.
Have a Prudential representative give you a fast, free Pru review of your coverage.
Are we covered? If you had a Pru review, you'd know.
Get a Pru review from the Prudential and get a piece of the rock.
Don't look like Bermuda to me.
We continue on the Prudential College Football Report with some teams that are kind of down and out in college football, if you will. Of course, you have to start out with Columbia. The Lions are going to lose today. Their losing streak will tie Northwestern's losing streak at 34 in a row. Now, Davidson is going to lose to Dartmouth. It's a final now. It's just gone final. The Wildcat losing streak is at 16. Virginia Tech and Navy now coming into today's play. Navy and Kansas had the longest Division I losing streak at 10, but now Navy's losing streak matches its total today, 11 in a row now for the midshipmen on the short end of the score. Speaking of Kansas, the last time the Jayhawks won was against Southern Illinois, but the Salukis leading right now at halftime in that game. Here's a contest between two schools that were 0-7 coming in and had been outscored by a total of 292 to 91, but it's Tulsa taking it out right now on K-State at halftime. Now you talk about the other side of it. Syracuse, what a success story this year. Best start since 1960. Tied up with Missouri, though, 10-10 on the road, the Orange today. Both teams in this game have committed 4 turnovers in the first half, so real sloppy, and it's a 10-10 tie there. Now, Big Ten opener for Northwestern and Indiana. Hoosiers lead it. Next week, the Hoosiers will go against the Ohio State Buckeyes. NC State today shut out Georgia Tech. First time in 54 games that the Yellow Jackets had been shut out. West Virginia 49-0 over East Carolina. Freshman quarterback Major Harris today threw for 2 scores, ran for another. Kentucky over Ohio. Fourth quarter there, late going. It's Kentucky homecoming day, and they are taking advantage of that. Wake Forest won at Army. Best start for the Demon Deacons since 1967. The great Army quarterback, though, the man who runs the wishbone, Torrey Crawford, went out with a knee sprain, will be out for 4 weeks. His backup, Mark Mooney, came in, put Army in front in the fourth quarter with that 1-yard keeper at 13-10. But under 3 minutes to go, Wake Forest, playing on the road, had their outstanding quarterback, Mike Elkins. So Ricky Prohl, 27-yard score. That was the winner. And Wake Forest is now 4-0 on the season, next week visiting North Carolina. Let's get to the Ivies, where today Brown takes on Princeton, and Brown wins it to go now 3-0 on the year. Harvard over Bucknell, this game in the late going. Harvard 2-0 on the season, trying to increase its record to 3-0. Holy Cross and Colgate, the 50th meeting between these two schools. Now, Gordy Lockbaum got so much of the preseason attention for Holy Cross, but right now, he might not even be the MVP on his own team, so how could you give him the Heisman Trophy? Jeff Wiley, the quarterback, last week threw for 7 touchdowns. Already in this game, he's thrown for 2 more scores, or make that 3 scores now, and 300 yards passing. Jeff Wiley, the real story now for the Crusaders, who are ranked number 1 in Division I AA. Let's move out west now. Utah and Air Force. Air Force winning over the Utes. Air Force cannot afford another loss in the WAC. They opened the season with a loss against Wyoming, but winning today by 3 scores. Battle out in the Rocky Mountain State. It's Colorado beating the Rams there by 16. Wyoming and San Diego State. This is a game that's supposed to be a real air war at Wyoming, and the Cowboys lead it by 4 in the second quarter. And in baseball, Toronto and Detroit coming into today's play in the American League East, all tied. Of course, the regular season ends tomorrow. What a game this is. 6th inning, all tied at 2 apiece. Now, when we come back, we'll take a look at how some of the Florida State players are keeping the barbers in Tallahassee busy as we continue on the College Football Report.
Soar beyond your expectations. Today, the Prudential can show you a new world of financial opportunities. Look to the Rock for stocks and bonds, mutual funds. Feel its strength in CDs, insurance, and mortgages. With the right choices, the right guidance, you can move mountains. The Prudential, your rock in financial services.
Bugsy, stay. Make sure your auto insurance is under control when your car's not. Have your Prudential representative give you a fast, free Pru review of your coverage.
Are you covered? I don't know.
You'd know with a Prudential Pru review. The right coverage is no accident.
Oh, my God.
Get a Pru review from the Prudential and get a piece of the rock.
Nice boat.
Let's update a couple of scores for you now here at halftime on the College Football Report. Ohio State, Matt France has kicked the field goal. Second quarter now. Buckeyes leading it by 10 at Illinois.